So that's where this all starts. It's a disconnect between what we have in terms of usage modeling, or a disconnect between what consumers actually do and what's reported, what companies hear about. So the example I love to give is, and I'm going to assume it's safe to say everybody in here has eaten a pizza before, right? All right, good. So my example that I'd give is, and I'm going to ask you all to answer this, and I'll kind of bucket it, right? Let's say we get an 8-cut slice of pizza, me and you individually, right? Of that 8 slices, how many do you eat? So if you don't eat any, raise your hand. Very good. If you eat 1 or 2, raise your hand. 3 or 4. Anything higher than 4. All right. Now I'm going to stop and I'm going to ask you a second question. How many of you actually have any idea how many pieces of pizza you eat on average? You count it, you write it down, you do the math, and you say, my number is 3. Exactly. So what we get when we look at self-reported data is we're making all these decisions based off of assumptions. And most of the time, those assumptions are wrong. I tell you, whenever I first kind of did that exercise with myself, my answer was 2. It's like 6 whenever I started to count. But that's what we're trying to inform. And as Adrich mentioned, we can look at every kind of stage of the sales cycle and get information. So we know before the purchase, from website usage, from lists that people keep. We know all before the purchase what that behavior looks like, and we can measure it, we can quantify it. At the point of purchase, that's also pretty simple. Scans through the register in a CPG sense, goes into a Nielsen database, we know exactly what that looks like. But then you get home and we can only get qualifiable information and not quantifiable information. That's where the kind of white space is. And that's where Adrich provides value.